Hello everyone. Today, we continue a series on banking business. In the last video, we covered the credit card business area and the different phases involved. We also introduced part of the process of formulate credit card strategy within the credit card strategy business phase. We continue learning about formulate credit card strategy. Formulate credit card strategy includes the following tasks: formulate credit card strategy plan, design credit card strategy, validate credit card strategy, approve credit card strategy, publish credit card strategy, and evaluate credit card strategy. The business process diagram shows the roles responsible for each task, as well as the sequence and relationships between tasks, as shown in the figure. When introducing a task, we describe it through the task definition, task objective, task scope, inputs, outputs, and business steps, equals 5,000. The core of Formulate Credit Card Strategy Plan is to deeply analyze and study the transaction information and business requirements we collect from various channels. We need to review the existing authorization strategies, but it's not enough to just rely on past experience. We also have to combine actual business needs and use scientific and efficient methods like data mining and trend analysis to fully understand the characteristics of authorized transactions. The goal of this process is to make our credit card authorization strategies more precise and more efficient. For example, through analysis, we might find certain types of transactions carry hidden risks, or some customer groups may be better suited for special strategies. This way, our authorization system can both prevent risks and support business growth. The starting point of the whole task is collecting transaction data and business requirements from different channels. This data includes user spending behavior, historical transaction records, and may even involve changes in industry policies. In the end, the process results in farming the credit card authorization strategy needs and a detailed credit card authorization strategy needs analysis report. When we formulate credit card strategy plan, the whole process is actually quite clear. First, we analyze the credit card business needs to set a solid foundation for the upcoming strategy design. Next, we create a new credit card authorization strategy needs, making it clear what kind of strategy we need. The final step is to analyze these strategy needs and eventually produce a detailed credit card authorization strategy needs analysis report. The next task is to design credit card strategy. Specifically, this means we will take the existing credit card authorization strategy needs and credit card authorization strategy needs analysis report as a basis, and then design or optimize a specific part of the authorization strategy. Our goal here is to balance the authorization approval rate, funding cost, and fraud risk. In other words, we want to increase transaction success rates, manage funding costs efficiently, and reduce fraud risk at the same time. To achieve this goal, we will follow a set of standardized and structured steps to create or optimize the credit card authorization strategy, along with the credit card feature package and the credit card feature package application rules, so that we have a solid foundation for achieving precise authorization of transactions. The task starts with launching the authorization strategy implementation phase and ends with producing the optimized authorization strategy. When we design credit card authorization strategy, we follow a systematic process. First, we choose the type of credit card authorization strategy, figuring out which specific part of transactions or business we'll manage with the strategy. Next, we'll design credit card transaction authorization strategy, which sets rules for authorizing individual transactions. At the same time, we also design credit card batch authorization strategy, focusing on how to handle batch transactions. For authorization limits, we'll design credit card authorization limit matching strategy to make sure each transaction's limit is properly matched to the customer's credit level. In addition, we'll design credit card transaction control strategy to strengthen risk controls for transaction behaviors. For special situations, we'll also design other credit card authorization strategies to complete the overall authorization approach. After designing these strategies, we move on to set credit card feature pack application rule factors, clarifying when different feature packs apply during authorization. Then, we'll maintain credit card feature package application rules and review the final results to make sure everything always aligns with business needs and regulatory requirements. The third task is to validate credit card strategy. At the core of this task is the comprehensive testing of the developed authorization strategy. Before we start testing, we'll use key materials like the credit card authorization strategy, credit card feature package, and credit card feature package application rules as the foundation for our tests. Through thorough testing, our goal is to ensure that when the strategy goes live, it's secure, effective, and aligned with our business goals. Once testing is done, we'll produce a complete credit card authorization strategy test report, which is the final output of this task. This whole process starts with preparing the necessary testing conditions and ends with executing the test steps. The task of approved credit card strategy is based on key materials like the credit card authorization strategy needs, credit card authorization strategy, credit card feature package application rules, and the credit card authorization strategy test report. In simple terms, this task involves conducting a thorough pre-launch review of the tested and ready-to-go authorization strategy to ensure that every step complies with the bank's standard procedures. The main purpose of this is to minimize deployment risks and ensure smooth business operations after the strategy goes live. This task starts with performing the review operations and ends with holding the approval meeting, making sure that every detail has been thoroughly discussed. In terms of steps, the first thing we do is collect all the required documents for the approval of the credit card authorization strategy, making sure everything is complete. Next, we initiate the formal approval process for the strategy. Following the bank's standard review procedures, we conduct a comprehensive review of the strategy with a focus on risks and compliance. After that, we hold an approval meeting where we come together to discuss and finalize the review opinions and make the decision on whether to approve the strategy for deployment. Finally, we arrive at the credit card authorization strategy approval result, which determines whether the strategy can go live smoothly. The task of published credit card strategy is based on all the key materials we've prepared: the credit card authorization strategy, the credit card authorization strategy needs, the credit card function package application rules, the credit card authorization strategy test report, the credit card authorization strategy approval result, and the credit card function package. What we're doing here is officially deploying the authorization strategy into the online transaction environment and making sure it runs smoothly. The main purpose of this task is to reduce deployment risks and ensure that after the strategy goes live, business operations remain stable. That's why we follow standard deployment steps and procedures very carefully. The process starts with deploying the credit card authorization strategy document and ends with saving the operation records of the strategy, ensuring that the entire process is traceable. The detailed steps are as follows. First, we publish the credit card authorization strategy document. Next, we configure the strategy operating conditions. Then, we validate the credit card authorization strategy to make sure everything works as expected. Finally, we save the strategy operation status to create a complete feedback loop. In the end, the output of this task is the credit card authorization strategy deployment report, which reflects the actual deployment results and status of the strategy. The task of evaluating the credit card strategy is based on the existing credit card authorization strategy deployment report. It's defined as setting up operational monitoring indicators and reports to thoroughly analyze how the new strategy impacts authorization transactions. Our goal is to fully showcase how the new authorization strategy is performing, giving managers at all levels of authorization strategy management a solid, data-backed basis for making smarter decisions. This task starts with analyzing the strategy's performance and ends with preparing the credit card authorization strategy performance evaluation report. The process starts with a detailed analysis of how the strategy is performing, focusing on its effectiveness and results in the real-world environment. Then, we write the credit card authorization strategy performance evaluation report, summarizing key insights and recommendations. Alright, if you find this content helpful, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. I'll select some representative ones and answer them in short videos. See you next time.